welcome back to WCS Korea Challenger League. We're in our first round still. We've got a Zerk versus Zerk coming up. It's CoCa, old school player, against SonGDuri, one of our newer players. A little bit of a recap here. Hurricane took a pretty crazy 2-0 over Bunny. He will go on to play a Protoss versus Protoss against First, and whoever wins that will actually play another Protoss versus Protoss, either Creator or Hero.
Yeah, a lot of Protoss players involved there, but for now we are going into a ZVZ. And the winner of this Zerk versus Zerk, guess what, has to face, yes, that's right, a Protoss player in round 2 of the Challenger League.
Let's be honest, Protoss, they're doing really well right now.
Yeah, Protoss are doing like pretty well these days, that's definitely true. Well, right now we have, as you can see, both of them on screen, and no curly hair anymore for CoCa.
You mentioned it first. I was very shocked.
Yeah, I mentioned it first.
Yeah.
Who's currently, I mean, we called him always like we called him Curly Sue, or curly hair
CoCa. SonGDuri actually, on the other hand, got a little bit of some curl, mostly styling here, but it's almost like we had a swap here.
Yeah, so game number 1 is going up in just a few seconds. Frost is going to be the map here in our first game today. And it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to go. SonGDuri, definitely a player who has been making some waves, but CoCa, also in Heart of the Swarm, still the more experienced player. He was attending a DreamHack in Stockholm. He has been playing the WCS qualifier 2 times already, qualified just now. And we have him also with a pretty decent performance in WCG qualifier for South Korea. But he lost to Solki in a ZVZ. Now he has to play the same matchup and find out if he's able to clench out the victory and go to round 2, or if it's going to be SonGDuri here at our last game, the last best of 3 of the day at the WCS Challenger League, the Powerball.
Down here at the bottom right, in the orange, he is
CJ Entus SonGDuri.
CJ Entus SonGDuri here.
What is that in his glasses case? I guess that's his wipe. It looks weird.
Yeah, just a cleaning thing for our glasses. And to the top left, cross-positioned, we have for Slayer's player, now for Gina Green Wings.
Gina Green Wings CoCa.
Yep. He's had a lot of alone time. He played, teamless for quite some time. I guess he's got a girlfriend. Either that, or he just likes to wear rings on the left finger to mislead people to think he has a girlfriend, which would be strange. But maybe there are people out there like that. I'm sure.
Well, I don't know. would love to enlighten you and put some facts on the table here, but I have no idea. What I can tell you, on the other hand, is that CoCa in Heart of the Swarm might not get as much camera time as he did back in Wings of Liberty when Slayer still existed, but he still played 27 maps against Zerk offline. He performed at DreamHack in Stockholm. He played twice at the qualifier for the Challenger League, and he also played the qualifier for WCG. So he has a 66% win ratio currently in this matchup offline, 18-9. That's his stats. Whereas SonGDuri is looking a little bit worse here. He has only 7 maps played, and he actually lost 5 of those. So he only has a 28% win ratio. He lost 0-2 to Kangho. He lost to Leanhawk. He lost to Zero. The only match that he actually won was in the WCS 2013 Season 3 Up and Downs, where he took a map of Savage. But that's already it. So in terms of statistics and experience, CoCa definitely the favorite player here. But still, in a match where you prepare for a long time, everything can happen. So maybe SonGDuri has the build that he needs to take down CoCa. But let's see what's happening here.
Yeah, let's see indeed. Just both players going for similar openings. A much faster gas, on the other hand, for SonGDuri here. As you can see, he's mined already 50. And he will be able to get his speed up much faster as a result and put that early pressure on. And we do have actually CoCa taking his own gas, so he's not going into that multiple queen build where you just get a faster Roach War and kind of sit back, get some extra drones up. So this game actually could end up being kind of mirrored in a lot of ways based on decision making. I think the real big branch of tech will come at the lair. That's when we're going to see what choices are made if either player goes for a Spire. And on this map, Spire is not as good as other maps just simply because it takes so long for your Muse to get across the map and to start harassing the third base, start harassing those overlords. Gives your opponent a lot of time to make spore crawlers.
Yeah, we already have the Baneling Nest coming up, and actually with this we could see a lot of aggression out of SonGDuri here. CoCa, as you already noted, did not go into speed right away. He has the 100 gas that he needs, but he did not really commit to the upgrade just yet. And with the build that he has, you can really see that he's playing this a little bit more passive than his opponent. So he's going to be the defender here. And for SonGDuri, we will most likely see a fair amount of Zerglings. He's just trying to poke a little bit and do what he can. The Ling in the main base is a bit of an issue because he's definitely going to see that Baneling Nest, and he already spotted it. So at this point in time, CoCa knows what he's up against, and with the extra queens, he should be able to just perform quite well here at the wall, already setting up a spine crawler just in case.
Do you think CoCa's actually just going to use the 100 gas for a lair instead?
I think the reason why he waited this long is because he wanted to find out what's in the main base and then decide what he's actually going to do. But we have him now with the speed upgrade, which I feel makes sense. But I guess if he would have seen that there was no Baneling Nest, no potential aggression for his opponent, he would have most likely just skipped it, went into the lair and completely skipped speed and just go for the roaches straight away, as we have seen yesterday, for example.
Killing that creep tumor, by the way, guys, just to make sure you can have a tight wall. Wanted to be sure of that 100%. It's not really to try to reduce as a creep so his opponent takes longer to attack or anything like that. And the first two Banelings here walking on creep, not hidden at all. And I don't think this is really going to work. He doesn't have enough Banelings to bust the wall yet, and by that time there's going to be transfuses. The evolution chambers will finish.
He should not be in a position where he can really bust through here. He needs a lot more Banelings for this, and we have so many queens for the transfuses that can also just focus down the Banelings. But what he's doing here is like kind of soft containing his opponent. A couple of Banelings set up, just making sure that nothing gets out of this wall. We have the lair tech a little bit faster for SonGDuri here, so he's trying to edge out maybe a bit of a tech advantage and delay the third base for as long as he can. But right now, in this situation, CoCa is still very, very weak. Oh, well, I'm not quite sure what he was thinking there. Yeah. Opening up his wall and letting those Zerglings in was definitely a mistake. There's not too many drones that go down because of it, but that's a lot of scouting information that SonGDuri has right now, because up to this point he didn't really know what was happening except for the information he gathered at the wall.
Yeah, not at all. The Spire is pretty quick here. Double Overseer right now in order to ascertain exactly what's going on in there. But he can guess, fairly well that it's going to be Roach Place, since he's already seen that. He's also seen there's no third. Speaking of thirds, this one Baneling is going to buy him enough time to save the hatchery easily.
Yeah, but that also, he saw the third, so he immediately takes his own third here. And I don't really think that the Mutalisks will be able to do a whole lot here. They will get their fair share of Overlord kills, since CoCa has been using those to scout on the entirety of the map, so most of the Overlords will go down to this, but he should be able to save his bases against them.
I think so. If he had targeted here directly, he might have gotten it. He still could. Actually, I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to force a cancel here if he wants to, but he's going to lose a few Zerglings in the process.
Yeah, he should get to it. Oh, you know what? He might follow through with the Mutas, but that's going to take way too long. I think he should have tried to force that down. He lost too much and didn't force the cancel there.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised, actually. I thought if you go for it, then go all the way. If you don't, then don't commit at all, because
he lost Zerglings. Anyways, just now. That was a really weird few moments that we just witnessed.
That was definitely a mistake. I think the second wave of links that he lost was just due to pathing that he didn't really account for. But yeah, he should have either taken down the hatch and really committed to it, or not attacked in the first place. So right now he finds himself in a position where he loses a lot of links for free. Good spot for CoCa to be in. And keep in mind that the Mutalisks also have to deal with the queens, not only with the spine crawlers, spore crawlers that we're going to see quite soon, but the queens alone. With 5 queens and all the transfusion that he has available, the queens won't be in too much trouble as long as they have a little bit of ground support so that they can fend off the Zerglings.
Like you mentioned before, a few Overlords getting kicked off here, but I love CoCa's position here. I think he's in great shape, and no target again on the hatchery. He held position to try to kill drones, but didn't even really scratch the spore crawler. Yeah, that base is saturated. The base for CoCa for SonGDuri during all this time was not saturated.
We have the spore crawlers now, and at this point in time, SonGDuri is not going to commit anymore to Mutalisks. Would be surprised to see that. For him, it would be the best choice to actually just transition out of this, because he can't do too much here, and we have him already now with the double upgrades and the commitment to speed for the roaches, which makes a lot of sense. The Mutalisks give him a map control in the beginning. He can get his third base basically for free if he pays attention that run-bys don't do any damage here. Even snipes a queen here and a couple of harvesters, which is really cool for him. Rest of the queens should be able to do the trick since they already have the energy. But now we have 7 queens for CoCa. We have also another harvester going down, and we see the commitments to infestors. And these are the run-bys that I've been talking about earlier. Didn't see that coming.
Queen getting taken out. Yeah, he definitely did not see this coming. Queen gets taken out. He's losing a lot of harvesters here. They're trapped. And CoCa just taking complete control of this game, snipes another queen. And this is really going to affect the production while he's trying to transition out of the Mutalisk. Passage Gland's ready, as mentioned. Great upgrade lead here. 2-2 already started. And he's taking out more and more harvesters right now.
Yeah, CoCa is doing quite well, and you know what SonGDuri could have done here? He knew that he had air control, that he had map control in general. He could have spread his overlords a little bit more aggressively, since there was no way for CoCa actually to go into the Muta battle against him. So the overlords would have been safe on the map. He would have seen this a little bit faster and then could have reacted in time. But as is, we have now CoCa with a pretty good position where he moved out, took down harvesters left and right. That was actually a really good spot for him. Well, actually, very well done. And he has the superior attack. He's going up into 2-2, whereas SonGDuri is just about to finish his first set of upgrades.
Yeah. So many roaches on the way, so much production here. And with the ability to make infestors, it's just a, I want to say, delightful position for CoCa right now. He's enjoying himself very much.
Yeah, the problem still is that CoCa does not necessarily know about the timing window that he has here in regard to the upgrades. And in terms of income, they are very much on the same level. CoCa has a little bit of an edge in the overall supply, and of course attack also quite decent here for him. But still, we saw a lot of ZVZs going just down the drain for the player that had an advantage just because one run by that he didn't spot did too much damage. So CoCa might be in a good position right here, but that's not a position where you say, alright, he has the game on his back already. So a lot can happen.
Yeah, but definitely so.
You know, he's the one who actually makes these run-bys. He's the one who's active on the map. SonGDuri isn't.
Yeah, that's true. And never want to get caught on that bridge. But he pushes him back. Mutalisk has actually shut down the other run-by. SonGDuri is trying to just catch everything that CoCa throws at him and use it against him. You know, if you defend well enough times, you start to make it worthwhile that you're not on the map and your opponent starts to really kick himself in the foot for attacking you. But that hasn't quite happened yet. Like you said, he doesn't seem aware of his upgrade window. Otherwise, he would be moving out to try to capitalize on that with his Hydralisk that he also has.
Yeah. And, well, we have now a 4th base coming up, and the first one to get this 4th base into the game is SonGDuri, whereas he also gets his own infestation kit right now. CoCa, on the other hand, has a macro hedge on his way. And once again, we have to contaminate here, and I like this. This is the second time that SonGDuri actually did it. And you really limit your opponent's production a little bit if you continuously do that with your Overseers.
Yeah, it can definitely pay off. If you know your opponent does not have any Mutalisks, then he's never really going to be able to chase down your Overseers and kill them. I don't think he knows about the 4th, but he's going for the push. He is not going to have that 2-2 upgrade lead, I don't think. It looks like it's about to finish here for SonGDuri at any second. Right now, if you look at it, yeah, it's there, but in just a few seconds, he's going to have it. And the fungals are going to be everything here. He has that infestor count at 4, which is decent. A lot of queens for transfuses. And just so much DPS at the back with the Hydras. This base is cancelled already. I mean, there's no way.
The queen count is pretty insane here. 8 queens, and they will definitely have their transfuses. The +2/+2 is now completed. And here we go. Infestation bit, of course, also up for SonGDuri, but he doesn't have the infestors just yet. Here come those fungals, and they hit a lot of the Hydralisks. They are low on HP, and CoCa trying to force his way up the ramp here with everything that he has. The queen's not participating in the battle just yet. Not a single transfuse so far either.
Yeah, transfuse is way too late. And the thing is, he's dealing with mostly Hydras here, so it's harder to transfuse them. They don't have as many hit points as a Roach, but he doesn't have any Roach support.
Yeah, SonGDuri, on the other hand, I mean, he already lost so much of his army supply. He's down 50 army supply now, 60 actually, and he's losing even more. CoCa is just going to town.
Yep. Just transfusing his queens, doing some extra DPS while the Hydras at the back do their damage. A few more Roaches coming down, and he just built so much more. He has 70 army supply up because he had that bank, he had the larva, that production he needed. And SonGDuri is just waiting to get hit by a bus, is what it looks like here.
Yeah, and the bus is going with full speed to the bottom right, trying to hit. There are the Roaches just streaming in. 41 Roaches against 6, and this has to be it. SonGDuri just has nothing to stop this onslaught.
Definitely not. Queen after queen being targeted down here. Roaches being killed as they spawn. GG!
Curly had CoCa, not so curly anymore, but still has the skills and takes the 1-0 in the best of 3.
SonGDuri putting a very peculiar face on after that one. That's how I'd look too if I lost a game like that. Just taking that early layer tech, but not really able to capitalize. And I said it before, it's a big map. It's hard to use those mutas to the best of their ability. The Spore Crawlers were up, and not killing that expansion, not killing that third base for CoCa was just really the first big problem he faced.
Yeah, CoCa just played this so well right there, and you can see how happy he is in this situation. And if this goes his way, we will finally have him back in the Challenger League. And for SonGDuri, I mean, things are looking a little bit grim, and you can see him just talking to his coach and trying to figure out what exactly to do here. But, I don't know. CoCa played well.
You know, CoCa scouted from the beginning the Baneling Nest too, just being very active on the map.
Just the run bys and everything. He was active on the map, he sent units over to the third base of his opponent. He was the one with the initiative after the initial muta attack. He was always the one who was trying to just put the SonGDuri in a position where he was where he was more defensive. He got the edge with all of the timings, was a little bit ahead with a +2/+2, also got the Infestors out earlier. He built up the Infestor energy, utilized that in the last battle, had the Queens over there. Could have used the maybe a few of those transfuses a little bit sooner, but still, his micro was incredible, and this is looking like the CoCa of old. So SonGDuri better step up his game if he wants to go to the second round of the Challenger League, because CoCa is hungry.
CoCa looks very hungry. Will he get his just desserts and the 2-0 here? We're going to find out right now. The WCS Challenger League is